They walked out together and changed everything. The hidden story of Songyun and Xu Kai. The evening began like a cinematic dream. The venue pulsed with music, glowing lightsticks danced across a sea of faces, and the energy was electric. Fans were thrilled. They knew that both Songyun and Xu Kai were in attendance, seated right in the exclusive VIP area. The air shimmered with excitement. But fame, as always, has a way of turning celebration into spectacle. When security suddenly surrounded the pair, the energy shifted instantly. Joy turned to confusion, applause to whispers. Nobody understood what was happening. Within seconds, cameras came out, flashes erupted, and the internet had its next breaking story. What should have been an evening of joy turned into one of the most controversial nights in recent entertainment history. A living reminder that in the world of fame, perfection is an illusion, and chaos can strike in an instant. As security personnel moved closer, confusion rippled through the audience. Some thought it was part of a planned act. Others noticed the look of genuine shock on Songyun's face and Xu Kai's furrowed brow. They were ushered out slowly, almost reluctantly, under 1,000 curious eyes. Every smartphone caught a different angle: Tan's calm posture, Xu's tense jawline, the awkward body language of staff unsure of what to do. By the time the concert lights dimmed again, videos had already been uploaded online. Within minutes, Weibo and Douyin were ablaze. Fans cried foul, accusing the organizers of disrespecting their idols. What could they possibly have done to deserve this? One post read. It was no longer just an incident. It was a public trial, where everyone became judge and witness, dissecting every movement frame by frame. When official channels stayed silent, social media filled the void. Some users insisted it was a misunderstanding, others claimed deeper conflicts were at play. Theories grew like wildfire: a seating dispute, professional rivalry, sabotage, or perhaps an orchestrated PR ploy. Every fan had an opinion, every blogger had inside info. And in that storm of speculation, truth became secondary. What mattered was emotion, anger, sympathy, loyalty. The collective outrage turned a fleeting moment into a cultural debate. For Xu Kai and Songyun, this was more than a misunderstanding. It was an unexpected test of image and endurance.
Who you rist wen the world misjudges you. That's what defines your legacy.
And what followed next was a masterclass in composure. In the ocean of chaos, one subtle gesture became immortal. As Songyun and Xu Kai were escorted out, he placed a hand lightly on her shoulder, a silent reassurance amid the flashbulbs and murmurs. That touch said everything: "Don't worry, I've got you."
No angry words. No dramatic Szene. Just quietschstrengt.
Fans replayed that moment endlessly, analyzing the emotion behind it. "He looks furious but calm," one wrote. "She walks like nothing can break her," another added. That single gesture turned what could have been a humiliation into an act of unity and grace. In a world addicted to noise, their silence became a symphony, and people couldn't stop listening. The clip spread worldwide, hailed as the moment two stars proved that dignity doesn't need to be loud to be powerful.
For this, the stars said nothing. No interviews. No official responses.
Xu Kai disappeared from public view. Songyun appeared at a charity event, poised and radiant, yet tactfully avoided all questions about the night. It was a brilliant strategy, silence that screamed louder than any statement. Because sometimes, every word you don't say adds more weight than 1,000 press releases. Fans and journalists waited, hungry for answers. But none came. And that made the public respect them even more. They weren't playing the victim. They weren't exploiting sympathy. They were demonstrating control, emotional, professional, and personal.
In the entertainment industry, that's rare.
Many crumble under scandal. But Songyun and Xu Kai, they turned absence into influence. Slowly, the conversation shifted. People stopped asking what happened, and started saying, "Look how they handled it." That's when admiration replaced outrage. Viewers praised Songyun's calm, calling her the definition of grace. Xu Kai's restraint became symbolic of quiet masculinity and loyalty. Even those who weren't fans began defending them online. Memes emerged showing their exit scene with captions like "Respect is still alive." Editorials described them as untouchable even in embarrassment. By doing nothing, they had done everything right. They didn't chase public favor, the public came to them. In a landscape where reputation can collapse overnight, they proved that authenticity and self-control still matter more than spectacle. Behind the viral drama, something deeper emerged, a mirror to an industry obsessed with image but riddled with chaos. Multiple insiders later admitted that VIP mismanagement isn't rare.
The bigger the event, the more egos clash behind the scenes.
One small logistical slip can spiral into disaster, and when it happens to major celebrities, it's amplified tenfold. What happened to Tan Songyun and Xu Kai exposed those cracks publicly. It was embarrassing for organizers but enlightening for everyone else. Suddenly, people began questioning the professionalism behind glamorous events. How could something so simple go so wrong? That single night forced major agencies to reevaluate how they treat artists, not as commodities, but as humans deserving respect.
Bei uns the headlines and hashtags ließe emotional Trut.
Tan Songyun and Xu Kai weren't just symbols, they were two individuals navigating shock, confusion, and unwanted attention. Imagine being surrounded by thousands of cameras, every movement dissected, every expression analyzed, and still choosing to walk out with your head held high. That's not luck. That's character. Their calm under pressure showed something rare in show business: humanity.
Real Emotions, real Restraint, real Connection.
For fans, this wasn't about gossip anymore. It was about empathy. It reminded the world that celebrities bleed too, that beneath the perfect lighting and designer outfits, they're still human beings trying to survive an industry built to consume them. There are 3 key lessons we can all draw from this incident. First, respect isn't loud, it's visible in quiet strength. That one protective gesture will outlive every rumor. Second, silence can be power. Choosing when not to speak can turn scandal into strength. Third, fame is fragile. Even at the top, a single misunderstanding can test everything you've built. But Tan Songyun and Xu Kai turned fragility into resilience. They taught fans, professionals, and even skeptics that grace is more persuasive than rage. In an age where controversy sells, they chose something rare: dignity. And that choice changed everything. Weeks later, as the dust settled, the internet moved on, but the memory of that night lingered. The footage of their calm exit continues to circulate as a modern parable about composure under pressure. For Tan Songyun and Xu Kai, that night could have been a nightmare. Instead, it became part of their legend, proof that true stars don't shine only under spotlights, but in the darkest moments. When future generations talk about this event, they won't just remember the confusion. They'll remember 2 figures walking out of an arena hand in hand with unshakable grace, the moment when fame met character, and character won. That's not scandal. That's legacy. And that's our story for today. If this deep dive moved you, inspired you, or made you think differently about celebrity culture, don't forget to subscribe to LVT-SHOWBIZ for more stories behind the spotlight. Hit the like button, turn on the notification bell, and tell us your thoughts below. Do you think Tan Songyun and Xu Kai were victims of mismanagement, or was it something deeper? What would you have done if the entire world watched your most humiliating moment?
Your opinion matters here. Join the conversation, and together let's keep exploring the real drama behind the glamour.
Thank you for watching LVT-SHOWBIZ, where every story has a heartbeat, and every heartbeat has a story.